What do you think an average American man with a bachelor's degree will earn in his lifetime? About $2.2 million, which is a lot of money. But Jeff Bezos makes that in under just 15 minutes. Which is mind-blowing, right? He makes an estimated $149,353 every minute. Yeah, these numbers can damage our self-esteem, because making that kind of number seems impossible. Forbes estimate his net worth much bigger than the entire British royal family. It's a living proof that you can get wealthier than the royal families if you have the right mindset and the skills. You might often wonder, what are the most important skills you need to build this kind of wealth? So in this video, we're going to take a look at the 7 skills that you need to get millionaire. Without mastering these skills, you will not go far, especially financially. They may not directly earn you more money, like copywriting, coding, or marketing. But in many ways, however, they are far more important. So let's dive in. Number 1. Persuasive skills. Take a look at any business. You will realize that all they do is sell. Sometimes it's a service or a product. And quite often, the product is not even produced by them. But they know how to sell it. If you're a good salesman, you will never be poor. Because in the world of capitalism, think for a moment. Let's say you have great selling skills. All that is left for you to do is to pick a product. And it's a matter of time before you sell enough to be drawn in a pile of cash. There is a reason why people buy from one person and ignore the other. There is a reason why people prefer to buy one company, not for thousands of others. And if you are serious about building real wealth, you can't simply skip this skill, because without it, you can't go far. Selling doesn't necessarily mean selling a product. You might need to sell yourself or your team to get that investment. When you're in a job interview, you're trying to sell yourself to get that position. And the better persuasive skills you have, the higher the salary you will be able to negotiate. The best way to pump your persuasive skill is to become a salesman just to learn these skills. Every day you will be talking to dozens of people trying to sell them something, and it will be only a matter of time before you feel completely comfortable selling anything to anyone. Number 2. Playing chess. If you know how to play chess, then you understand the importance of strategy. The goal isn't to get rid of your opponent's every soldier, but rather focus on his greatest weakness and trap him. As soon as you get rid of this king, he's done. Before making any move, you should be able to see at least a few steps ahead of you. Because you do not win the game by a single move, but rather a bunch of moves carefully planned ahead, which is how you also build a business. The game of chess helps you to see the bigger picture, instead of just focusing on what's happening now. It helps to understand this is alright to lose small battles in a short run, in order to win the game in the end. Chess is about strategy, and without a strategy, you can't build wealth. Number 3. Patience. Do you know how most people lose money? A stock or an asset suddenly starts rising for one reason or another. It's all over the news. Everyone talks about it. From the outside, it seems like once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so you feel like you're missing out. You don't want to sit aside and watch how everyone is making a fortune, while you're not. So you jump in, but then suddenly the bubble bursts. The stock crashes, and you lose your entire investment. Isn't that what happened with GameStop, for example? That's why you have to learn to be patient. Don't be driven by your emotions. There is no quick way to get rich. Of course, there are opportunities that time to time come and go that could earn you millions in a matter of a few years. But that's rare. And if you want to take advantage of such opportunities, you have to spot them way before the public does. It is not an easy skill to master, but if you do not master it, you're going to get back to your dark financial position sooner or later, even if you win the lottery. Number 4. Self-education. When you go to school, you're brainwashed into thinking that's the place where you learn. You need someone to teach you something, and then you have to go to college to learn something, so you can be a valuable member of society. But what happens instead, you memorize a bunch of useless facts that you later on write down on a test. And then a few moments later, you forget absolutely everything. Here is what's so confusing about schools. Whenever you ask your teacher about the point of learning, he or she would always reply, "You will need it in the future. It's important," or something along those lines. But usually that time never comes. The entire school system is broken. Every teacher has a way to teach, and they assume that method works with everyone, which is not the case. People are different. Imagine if you go to school and you learn the things that will really help you in life. Just a simple example of why you should never rely on traditional institutions for knowledge is you never learn anything about stuff that matters, such as money, relationships, social skills, and many more. So learning how to teach yourself is the most important skill ever. You no longer need a degree or someone, especially since we have this thing called the internet. You can turn on your computer and teach yourself whatever you want. Number 5. Staying focused. This is proven to be one of the best ways to get rich. This advice works with everyone, and it has been working since the day humans existed. Spend over 10K hours mastering a skill that is demand. Become great at it. In fact, be the best at it, so that everyone comes to you for that. Taxes are complicated, for example, but everyone has to do their taxes, from individuals to companies. Businesses are willing to pay a fortune if you can help them to avoid paying some taxes. But if you become really good at accounting and especially taxes, you can charge a huge amount of money in exchange for financial advice. As long as there is a demand for that skill, you are going to make a fortune. If you have a business, would you pay an accountant $100K if he can save you $1 million in taxes, for example? But the only way to master any skill is to learn to stay focused. Number 6. Silence. When you're trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you're saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-minded. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you're to say something foolish. If you have read the 48 Laws of Power, you probably know the power of silence. To build a successful business, you need to be able to know how to deal with people, and silence is a skill that very few have mastered. Your silence will put people in a defensive situation and will make them say more and reveal about themselves and their intentions more. By saying less than necessary, people will take your words more seriously and will listen to them more carefully, hence making them more valuable. Number 7. Confidence. Yeah, confidence is a skill. Some people are naturally confident, but the vast majority of us have to learn it. Everything starts with believing in yourself, in your abilities, in your desire to take risks. And you cannot do that unless you're confident enough. Everyone is talented, but most people lack the courage to take that step and start the business, or ask for a promotion, or say no to everything else in order to find the time to work on what truly matters. This skill matters a lot, especially when you're about to take decision, whether it's financial or personal. You have to build confidence in order to present yourself as a successful person. Remember, world only respect and pay attention to someone who's confident enough in their own skin. Thanks for watching, and until next one.